Jazz. Where did this trend-setting style of music come from? The ever so popular, against the grain, triple snare cracking music was born in the 20th century. Smoke-filled air, glasses of wine, and the only organization in the room was the band. They would always set the mood for a southern jazz spot. Now, the upright bass player was like the heartbeat of this living sound called jazz. Birthed by a mixture of African and European music, the word jazz came from the West Coast. It was a slang word spelled J-A-S-S. Now the piano could be the lungs breathing up against your eardrum. A chord here and a lick there. Now you're working with something. There's almost no corner of this world where you can't find a jazz musician. Now, eager to find out how it feels to be a part of such a historical genre, I hit the streets of South Florida and found a very talented saxophonist by the name of Rochelle Frederick. She agreed to satisfy my curiosity with a heartfelt interview of her voyage as a jazz musician. One and a two and a three and a four and a...
Well, I was born in 1983 in Brooklyn, New York. Cold day on Thanksgiving Day. I wasn't really into music when I was younger. My dad was a drummer, and my grandfather played classical guitar of anything, because my dad's from Brazil. So I was grew up more classical, but then growing up in Brooklyn, I grew up more with, hip hop and all that. I was born in Crown Heights and everything.
Growing up in Brooklyn, at the age of 10, Rochelle discovered the saxophone. A neighbor of hers would play this instrument almost every day, and like clockwork, the hypnotizing melody would carry her to listen to the older man perfect his style.
When I was 10 years old, there was this neighbor. I lived on the 4th floor, and my neighbor lived on the 3rd floor. And he was a saxophone guy, So I used to go down to him to hear him play. That was like the first month. Now, his wife made some awesome chocolate chip cookies. So that's why I continued going down. I used to eat those cookies, and those are good cookies.
As the interview went on, I couldn't help but think about those chocolate chip cookies. As my stomach growled, I think she heard it because she offered me something to eat. I declined. I was really eager to get back to the interview, and I didn't want to ruin it with my hunger.
He was only in the apartment for like 6 months. I didn't know who he was. I just knew he played pretty damn good. But when he was leaving, he actually left me a horn. I guess, he thought I was really interested. It's actually that one right there.
Which, the middle one?
Yeah. So I've had that since I was 10. And then, as I got older, I came to realize that it was a guy named James Moody, who was actually a famous saxophone guy. He just died in December.
Wait, did she just say James Moody, who played with Dizzy Gillespie, the great saxophonist, and also played the flute? And she has a saxophone from this dude? Oh, it's getting good.
But, he gave me the horn. This horn was almost bigger than me. So I remember when I got it, the only thing I was thinking was man, won't get any more chocolate chip cookies. But I got the horn, and it kind of just chilled under my bed for a few years.
Okay, the instrument, or shall I say the saxophone she's referring to, is called a Selma Mark VI. Now, you can find one of these instruments on eBay for around $6,000, maybe $7,000. Keep in mind, the late great James Moody gave her this. Now, this is a 10-year-old walking around with a piece of history. Awesome.
That's really how I got it. It was because of him, James Moody.
James Moody. So you would say James Moody pretty much put you where you are today.
Definitely.
As far as getting started.
Definitely. That's why I named my horn Moody.
Really?
My horn's name is Moody.
After graduating high school, Rochelle Frederick attended college, and that's where she met a talented saxophone teacher by the name of Mike Britnola. She claims he's the reason that she gets all these gigs in South Florida as a saxophonist. They've kept in touch all these years. Even today, they still talk. He's her mentor, she told me. I couldn't help but notice the nice piano in her high-rise home. So I asked, hey, why don't you play a couple of chords? And she did very well. Watching her play the keys on the piano, I can tell she was real passionate about music. But I still needed to hear these saxophones. This is why I really came.
So these are the saxophones here.
Yes. So
And this one is called a...
this is a Barry sax.
Barry sax.
Yes.
It's a big sax.
Big sax, very low. Love the sound of this. Sounds great. This is a tenor sax, which is a middle. This is Moody. And then that's the smaller one. That's actually a horn I acquired about 4 years ago from a widow.
Really?
Her husband used to play in a polka band. And the horn is 1936.
1936?
Yeah, over 70 years old.
My mom always told me, when you're good at something, people are always willing to help you. And I can tell over the years, a lot of people seen the talent that this young lady had, and they were willing to help. I could tell she really loved playing the saxophone by the way she talked about him. As she prepared him to play for me, it was like she was glowing. It was like a kid in the candy store. It's quite interesting, actually, to watch.
Putting the reed on it, you always have to wet it. It's awful. It's made of cane and everything.
Oh, okay.
That was the tenor sax, a nice sounding instrument, I might add. She made sure I understood quality was key to a great sounding saxophone. The next she prepared was the baritone sax. This sax was a lot bigger than the tenor sax, but she handled it with ease. I can tell she's been doing this for a while. Very nice. The alto was next. This saxophone is the smallest out of the three, but still it has a great sound to it. As a saxophone teacher herself, she recommends her students start out with this saxophone. It's a lot smaller, easier to use, especially if you're a kid with small hands. I almost felt like I could learn to play that one. Nice. Another effortless example of what a saxophone can do. Like any great singer or musician, when it gets good to them, they close their eyes. And that's what Rochelle did from time to time. I can see the passion, the love that she had for the saxophone. But I couldn't help but think in my mind how hard it is for a female artist or musician nowadays, as she explains.
It's tough. I mean, you got to either... You can't be, like, at the same level of the guys. You actually have to be better.
Right.
For anyone to even pay attention to you.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky to just have really great training. But yeah, like I was playing with the Key West Pops a few weeks ago, and I guess it was the first time they had a female instrumentalist. They always had like female singers, maybe. First time they had a female instrumentalist. I remember the first day, me and I was with my teacher. We went in, and I remember one guy looking at me. He was like, "Are you here to watch or something?" And watch a rehearsal? No. I'm here to play.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you know what? A lot of the guys, they're very cool with it. A lot of guys really like it, actually, you know? But you definitely have to be better for them to really pay attention.
Well, there you have it. You have to be better than the competition, or else the competition will take your job. And as good as Rochelle Frederick is, I don't see anybody doing that. I must say I had a great time, but the time was ticking and I had to leave. Being in South Florida, it clouds up and rain almost every 5 minutes, and I was on my motorcycle. But I did learn something key. Passion is everything, and she did have that. Oh yeah, P.S. I got rained on the way home, but it was worth it.